Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we will be looking through the junkyard to see if we could find any vehicles that we have not rebuilt yet in order to rebuild them. Alright, so here we are at the junkyard. As you can see, don't see any vehicles to my right. Not seeing any on that podium there. I do see one, however, right here. Looks like an old 1983 Edom Jagger. And funny fact, the Edom Jagger is actually the first vehicle I ever rebuilt on this channel. So, if you'd like to see that, go ahead and check it out. However, for this, let me see, we have 146,659 miles with a weight of 1,962 pounds, factory tire size of 175/70R13, factory rim type, rim retro 10. Now the engine that comes with this one is a 14 SOHC ABT with factory power of 99 horsepower and 4,950 RPM, 117 foot-pounds of torque at 3,925 RPM. So if you're interested in something like that, it also offers a great deal of swap options. Definitely something you might want to check out, but only if you're looking to save on gas mileage. I don't think you're going to get too much horsepower even with the larger engine at the 14 DOHC turbocharged. Unfortunately, it doesn't offer the 14 DOHC BFM turbo, it's only the BFM. But it does have that turbocharged option. Let's continue looking here. This, if you look at that, kind of resembles a Scion or a Supra from back in the day. A 1993 Sakura Supra. So, probably a remake of the Supra in the game. So as far as this, I've actually never rebuilt this vehicle on this channel. So I think we will probably go ahead and purchase it. But before we do so, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the specifications. We got the mileage at 170,299 miles with a weight of 3,620 pounds and a factory tire size of 265/30R19. That looks like the front tires and the rear tires at 305/25R19. So the rear tires on this one are a bit wider than the front tires, which, as I've stated in the past, does give it more stylistic points, you know, but as far as drive style, it really messes it up. I think you could tell if you switch out the tires to the same tires on both the front and the back and try to drive it compared to trying to drive it the other way, you'll notice a difference. Especially if you've driven racing simulations a lot in the past. Or in real life for that matter. But with that, it looks like we have a factory rim type of Rim Classic 16. And for whatever reason that made me real sad. As far as the engine goes, we do have a 16 DOHC BU2 turbo, one of the more rare engines in the game. And we have a factory power level of 281 horsepower at 5,985 RPM, factory torque of 313 foot-pounds at 3,655 RPM. So with that, since we're going to buy it, let's go ahead and check out the credits here. We got a buying commission of 5%. That's 615 credits. Estimated car value upgrade, 12,614 credits. Buy price of 12,922 credits. So let's go ahead and make that purchase. And check this out. The 1995 Bolt Cargo. Now, while I have had this on this channel in one of my Pimp That Ride videos, I have never actually rebuilt, so I think we'll go ahead and pick this one up as well. Kind of give us a little change from the normal car rebuilds. But, we got a mileage of 151,786 miles at a weight of 5,600 pounds. Factory tire size of 265/55 R18. Looks like probably the front. What is it? Looks like the rear tires. As the rear tires are a little bit smaller than the front. The front look like 265/65 R18. Seems a little odd. I could be off on that. I haven't been getting much sleep lately. My neighbors wake me up every hour. But that's what it looks like to me. The factory rim type is Rim Retro 07B. And no one knows about the conditions. We don't know. Alright, so as far as the credits go, we got a buying commission of 5% at 382 credits. Estimated car value upgrade of 8,289 at a buy price of 8,041 credits. We will go ahead and buy that. And if you combine these two with the one I brought earlier, we're ranging around 20,000 for two vehicles, so not a bad deal. The 1970 Bolt Reptilia. This was the second vehicle I rebuilt on this channel. And I actually did that because it looks like a Stingray. I do love the body style of the Stingray. The engine and what would be this year of the Stingray, not the greatest, but the body style was really nice. Now with that we have the mileage at 159,832 miles. A weight of 3,307 pounds at a factory tire size of 225/60 R15 and a factory rim type of Rim Retro 02B. With that we have a V8 2-carb OHV supercharged engine that comes with the vehicle. Factory power rating of 598 horsepower at 4,285 RPM, factory torque of 691 foot-pounds at 2,825 RPM, and we have a great deal of swappable options on this one, including some of the best engines in the game in my opinion, that being the V8 2-carb OHV supercharged, the V8 Hemi 446 pack, even have a V8 Ford Cobra Jet 429 and a V8 Hemi 440 Magnum. Some of the top engines there in my opinion. But with that, let's go ahead and do a little trick here. So I'm going to try a little flash move and see if we could flash over to the next vehicle. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, that was quick. This looks cool. Let's go ahead and check this out. Oh, this is a 1970 Edgewood Hellcat. Now, as most of you know, anybody who's watched any of my previous videos and has seen me run into any kind of Hellcat, I do love Hellcats. I have a thing for them. Doesn't matter what year, doesn't matter how it looks. The Hellcat is beautiful because of the drive style, which is similar in every single one you get. Now, with that said, we do have the mileage on this at 230,442 miles, a weight of 2,738 pounds, and a factory tire size of 215/65 R14. That would be for the front tires, presumably, and 245/65 R14 for the rear tires. The factory rim type of Rim Retro 11. Let's move over to the engine here. We have a V8 2-carb OHV supercharged engine that the vehicle comes with. Factory power of 498 horsepower at 4,285 RPM. Factory torque of 291 foot-pounds at 2,825 RPM. Now, with this one, you will notice it does come, one, with the largest engine in the game, and two, with some pretty cool swappable options, some of which I went over earlier. That being the V8 Hemi 446 pack, the V8 Ford Cobra Jet 429, and the V8 Hemi 440 Magnum. Now, I don't believe I've rebuilt one of these on this channel. At least I don't currently have one posted on the channel. So I will go ahead and purchase this. I don't know for certain that I'll be rebuilding it in the future, but it would be nice to have in the garage. So with that, let's go over the credits. I have the buying commission of 5% at 375 credits. Estimated car value upgrade at 8,133 credits. And a buy price of 7,894 credits. So with that, let's go ahead and make that purchase. And I'm just going to flash over to the next vehicle. It's getting more and more normal the more I do it. Now with this, we have another one of my favorite vehicles, which we did recently rebuild on the last video I posted to my channel. That would have been last week, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already. This would be the 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1. Now this is DLC, as you can see, and this particular vehicle has 201,890 miles on it, with a weight of 3,649 pounds, factory tire size of 245/60 R15, and the factory rim type is Rim Mustang Mach 1. Now, as usual, condition is unknown since it is in a junkyard. With that, let's check out the engine specifications. So, we do have the vehicle. The vehicle did come with a V8 Ford Cobra Jet 429. With that, we have a factory power rating of 370 horsepower at 5,050 RPM, factory torque of 450 foot-pounds of torque at 3,405 RPM. And if you look down below here, we have some of the best engines in the game as far as I'm concerned. That being the most powerful engine at a V8 2-carb OH3 supercharged. Uh, some of my favorites, such as the V8 Hemi 446 pack, and we also have a V8 Ford Cobra Jet 429, and even a V8 Hemi 440 Magnum. That's pretty cool. Now, as I've stated, I did go ahead and rebuild this on my previous video, so I won't be purchasing this one today. But with that being said, let's go ahead and flash on over to the next. That was quick. So we have the 2009 Royal Town, Royale as I like to say it. One interesting tidbit about this vehicle is I have never done a rebuild of it on my channel, so we will be purchasing this one today, which means we not only get to go through the car specifications, but also check out the credits. So with that, we have a mileage of 85,658 miles, weight of 2,535 pounds, factory tire size of 185/65R15, factory rim type of Rim Classic 6, and as you see here, we're not sure about the condition. So, for the engine, we have a 13 dual overhead So, for the engine, we have a 13 DOHC engine with a factory power rating of 90 horsepower at 4,960 RPM, factory torque at 104 foot-pounds at 4,110 RPM. Now with this, we do have some kind of cool engines at least for the smaller engines anyway. Starting with the 14 DOHC BFM and the 14 DOHC supercharged engines. We also have the 14 SOHC ABT and the 14 DOHC AQC. Now, as you'll realize, I didn't list out all the engines, just the ones that I find interesting. And honestly, the only other one there was, besides the BFM, which I do find interesting as well, is the 13 DOHC that is already installed in the vehicle. So with that, let's check out the credits. Now on this we have a buying commission of 5% at 111 credits, estimated car value upgrade of 2,484 credits, buy price of 2,342 credits. So we're going to go ahead and purchase this one and get that back over to the garage. And let's just zoom on over to the next position. So here we are at the front gate of the junkyard, and at this point I think I'm going to get back to the garage. Let's go ahead and get over there. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like option on the bottom of the video. And if you would like to see more of this content, please feel free to click subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.